Right, so we've opened up our. Okay, so in this lesson, let's have a look at firstly, write down the date. What's the date? 24th of July 2025. The name of this module or the module code is CNOS 5112. Now, what am I going to be doing? I'm going to have a look at the following. Firstly, I'm going to go into my student intranet. So I go to my student intranet, and from the student intranet or Rosebank College, this website here, I can see that I have access to my assessment timetables. You've already written an email with the assessment due dates, your class timetables, academic planners, there's the year planner. Then I can see that there's other applications that I can click on. And then there's your ARC to access ARC. I go and get my student material from student repository. So I click on student material here, and then I will go and download. I'll search. Yours is different to mine. So this module is called CNOS 5112, and then I search for it, and then I can see there's 2025. This is term 2. And from this, I can see that I've got practical assignment 1, practical assignment 2, and my module outline document. Now, we're going to open up the practical assignment. I generally take all of this and I will save it to my OneDrive account. Easiest way for me to get to my OneDrive account, and this is where you're going to store your assignments and all of your material. You click on the top left here, and then I can see I can go and open all the other applications that's available to me. I can click on OneDrive from here, and then it's going to open up my OneDrive account. If I'm not logged in, then I need to log in. So on the left hand side here, I'm going to click on My Files, and then it displays the content of what I've got on my OneDrive account. So OneDrive account is my cloud account. I will create, now these are all of the different folders that I have. So for me, it's called RC 2025. Inside RC 2025, I've created a folder that's called CNOS 5112. How to create or to upload folders. On the left hand side here, I click on create, and then I click on folder, I type the folder name, and I continue. Okay, so there is another video that shows you how to do all of this. I'll link it later on. So I've got my CNOS folder that has been created in my OneDrive account, and then this is term 2. I'm going to click on term 2. I'm just showing you how I'm using my OneDrive account to store all of my information. So here I can see that I've got my module outline document, I've got my practical assignment 1 and 2. So I can open it from here. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to create a Word document, and then I'm going to click on the document name on the top here to give it the correct file name. So this is my CNOS 5112 assignment 01, and my student number is whatever my student number is. So I know this document is going to contain the answers for my CNOS assignment. So I press enter, and there's my document that has been created. Now I'm going to start typing in the questions and start putting in the screenshots, and then automatically it's going to be saved in my OneDrive account. How do I do this now? I can go to Now we went to the student intranet. Where was the student intranet? Gonna close all of this. Okay, don't need that. All right, so that's ARC. Let me just open up a new window here and go to Rosebank College current students. And then I click on the link here, and then I can get to ARC. So once I click on the link, I need to click on my module, which is Client Systems Configuration, or CNOS 5112. I click on the left-hand side here, and it's going to show me content. I go through the welcome message, academic integrity, I need to go through that, accept it, summary for students, I can go through this, right? So for each of the modules or each of the topics that is covered, I need to click on the left here, go through the relevant material, read it, and then I will be informed about what needs to be done. So in your notes now, you should have written what is the first thing that we have done. We went into current students, which is called student intranet, right? From the student intranet, we could go to student material and download our assignments, okay? Then, what did we do next? We went into ARC, we clicked on content, and from content, we are now looking at what is the content that's available and where to go to find the information relevant to the CNOS module. So I can see that there's important reminders here, there's module information, introduction will tell me a bit more about the module. So you can read because you made it to this class, so that means you can read. Okay? No need for me to read it for you. Prescribed work, this is your textbook, right? And now you'll see that there's slides that will be added here as well. I'm not sure if I've added it. If I haven't, I'll add it now. So there's your textbook. It is available in the library, and then there's slides that I will give you as well. Module overview, it tells us more about the module. What we're basically learning about in this module is the Windows 10 operating system. As a network administrator, you need to know how to install the operating system and how to configure the operating system, and then how to troubleshoot the operating system. You got a brand new computer, you install the operating system, which is Windows 10 or Windows 11, and then how do you perform certain administrative tasks? Administrative tasks means changing the background of the desktop, connecting the computer to the network. If the computer does not have internet connection, how to troubleshoot that. If the computer is very slow, how to troubleshoot that, how to fix it so that you can improve the performance of your computer. Okay, so when we're talking about configuration, that's what we are talking about, making those kind of changes. If you're a network administrator and you want to restrict certain settings, right, how do you set policies to restrict what the users can and cannot do? For example, if I want to prevent the users from installing unauthorized software, can I do that? Yes, I can prevent them from installing unauthorized software. If I want to disable certain devices on their user's computer, for example, a CD-ROM or a floppy drive, because it's outdated, not used, can I do that? Yes, I can do that. Now we need to know where to go to accomplish those tasks. So for example, in your assignment, so if I'm looking at my assignment now, it says in the first question, I'm going to, firstly, it's a theoretical question talking about the features of the Windows 10 operating system. In the second question, what are you required to do? You're required to install the operating system, and then you take a screenshot to show that you have successfully installed the operating system. Next, using system utilities. You need to check that there are no device conflicts, that you have drivers, all your drivers have digital signatures. Now, what is this? Any piece of hardware that you have on your computer, your operating system needs to know how to communicate with that piece of hardware. So, if I have a keyboard, I need to have a keyboard driver. If I have a mouse, I need to have a mouse driver. So, driver is what? Some software that tells the operating system how to communicate and how to use that device. If it does not have a driver, then the device will not work. Even USB. My USB port is not working because there's no USB driver. My printer is not working, there's no printer driver. My camera is not working, the camera driver is corrupt, I need to update it. My display is not clear. It's not showing me a clear display. My video card driver needs to be updated. The next question speaks about disks and file systems, so we need to install different types of hard drives. Now, in a network client, a client computer on the network, we could have workstations. Workstations means it has more functionality than the normal user's computer at home. Because for business purposes, we need backup, we need performance. What can we do? We can add multiple hard drives. When we add multiple hard drives and stack them together, we call it RAID, or redundant array of independent disks. Can we now, from the operating system, how do we configure the operating system to recognize multiple hard drives? We use dynamic volumes and we create simple RAID 1, RAID 5, and then two-way storage, etc. So these are covered in the individual videos. I'm just giving you a broad overview of the assignment. User management. We can have multiple users using a particular Windows computer. In order for the different users to use the same computer, they need to have a user account. So we create multiple user accounts for the different users that want to use a particular Windows 10 or 11 system. That's what this question is about, and then also creating groups. Then security question is the fifth question, which speaks about password policy, lockout policies, keeping your system up to date, and the virus and threat protection up to date, etc. Those settings are there to secure your Windows operating system or your Windows computer. For example, if someone is typing the wrong password multiple times, we will lock that person out or lock that account out. All right? It's like you go to the ATM, you type your, or even in college, when you're trying to log on to the system and you type your password a couple of times incorrectly because you forgot your password. What happens? It says your account is locked out. Correct? Or your bank card, ATM, etc. So we are going to set those settings here as well. So this is a broad overview now of your assignment. Then if I go to what's next here, module pacer and assessment, that was your module outline document that you needed to have a look at. For this module, we know that we've got 2 practical assignments and 1 summative assignment. So we just had a look at assignment 1, then you're going to do assignment 2, and then you're going to redo assignment 1 and 2 for a scenario in the summative project. Okay, so you need to learn the skills on how to accomplish these tasks in Windows operating system. Under additional resources here, you can see there's the YouTube playlist. If you click on open link, I've created videos that give you guidelines on how to accomplish the tasks in the assignment. So you need to watch these videos, and then based on the information here, it gives you guidelines. Now, in a Windows operating system or any computer system, there's at least 3 ways in which you can accomplish any task. And if you Google it, or if you go and do some additional research, look at your textbook, there might be alternate ways to do it as well. So there's not only one way to configure password policy, or to configure the disk system, or to configure storage spaces, etc. There's multiple ways to do it, right? So one of the ways in which you can do it is demonstrated in the YouTube videos. So this is going to provide you with guidance on how to do what? Your assignment. Next, we have a WhatsApp group. Now, I've taken you last semester for which module? Computer architecture. So most of you are on that WhatsApp group already. I've just renamed it, right? So if you're already on the WhatsApp group, you don't need to join. For those that have joined us, the mid-year registrations, you click on the link and you join the WhatsApp group. This is unofficial communication. Unofficial additional communication, or there's something urgent that I need to communicate, it will be posted there. That is unofficial communication. All official communication is done here, where I go to communication and I click on announcements. So official communication for this module, where do I find it? I go to communication and I click on announcements inside of the module, and I will see the relevant official communication. This announcements as well also gets sent to your Outlook. Remember, in the first lesson, we sent me an email, right? So this Outlook account here, you need to check regularly. Does it make sense? Right? So all official communication regarding this module will be in this email in your Outlook, or alternatively, if you go to ARC, you click on communication and you click on announcements, you will see the announcements here. Make sense? It is your responsibility to check this regularly, a couple of times per week. Make sense? So you check your campus email account and you check this announcements page for relevant official communication regarding this module. Similarly, for the other module that I take you for, Cone 5111, I will do the same in that module. You go into the module and I've shown you where to check for official communication. Going back now to the content, more additional resources. Azure Labs. Click on Azure Labs. I just want to see if it takes you to the correct place. It should take you to this page here, and you should see HSU Lab 1 2025. Does it take you here? Whilst we are waiting, I'm going to continue with the demo. You will see originally it will say stopped. You need to put it on, right? If it's the first time that you are using it, it will ask you to create a password. If you forget the password, you can always go here and reset your password as well. But generally, just use a standard password that you can easily remember, okay? So that you don't need to keep resetting your password. Then once you have done that, you will click on this computer here. It will ask you to download this file, which is a link to your remote desktop. You can save it on the desktop. In my case, I've saved mine to downloads. Okay, you can see it's there. So when I go to my downloads folder by clicking on File Explorer and I click on Downloads, I will see the link will be there, HSU Lab 1. .rdp. If I double click on that, it will then come up with this dialog box. I will say connect. It will ask me for my password that I have set previously. So here I'm going to type my password. And then I'm going to click OK. And then I'll click on yes. And what it should do now is it should connect me to, you have been disconnected because another connection was made to your remote computer. Okay. So it should connect me now to this screen here. Now this one here, if I go to the top here, you will see that I can restore this. This is now the virtual lab or the virtual computer that I'm going to be performing all of my assignment tasks in. Okay, so now I've just shown you how to get to your Azure virtual lab. Okay, if there's a problem, you are HSU students, your PC is Philip, right? He's the person that can assist you if you cannot access or you don't have the link to get into the lab. Once you're in the lab, if there's any problems, I can assist you, right? But if you can't get into the lab in the first place, you need to speak to Philip. Got it? Okay. Now, once I'm in this computer here, I'm going to maximize it. Okay. From this computer now, I'm going to perform all of the relevant tasks. Let me just, it's not showing the entire screen. So I'm just going to resize it. Okay. So from this computer now, I can go and I can open up Hyper-V. So I can click here and I can say I'm looking for Hyper-V Manager. And then from my Hyper-V Manager, I'm going to create a new virtual computer. And the steps on how to do this is in the videos from the YouTube playlist. So that is now how to get into Azure Labs and then how to start completing your assignment. Then, what else shall we show you? Ice tasks. I'm going to be putting in ice tasks here. So you click on the left hand side and you will find your ice tasks here. You would need to complete your ice tasks from here. Then you click on the relevant learning unit. So before you actually do your assignment, click on the learning unit, read this information, click on the learning unit objectives, right? Because this gives you the background knowledge and understanding to understand what are you actually doing in those videos. You are learning skills that you need to be able to apply to different scenarios. You are not learning how to watch a YouTube video, click, 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 take screenshots, and then submit your assignment. You are learning how to install, configure, troubleshoot Windows 10 operating system. So at the end of this module, after you've completed the 2 assignments in your summative project, you should be able, if we give you a brand new computer with no operating system on it and we say install Windows 10 and then set it up in the following way, you should be able to do that. That's what you're working towards. And if there's any problems that you encounter, how to troubleshoot and fix those problems. Got it? So we go through now on ARC. You'll see that there's different information here. There's the answers to actually the first assignment question, the different versions of Windows 10. There's the answers here, right? You'll find the answers in your textbook and you'll find the answers on ARC under the module content. And then they've also added additional links and videos to different resources. And similarly, you then go and look at the different content here. Okay, so what is required of us is to go through Arc, be familiar with Arc, and then we said content, we said communication, announcements, activities, it just takes you directly to those activities. Assessments will take you to your, when it's time to submit your formative assessments. Right now it's hidden, right? But it will become available later on when it's closer to time. Okay. So what is it that you are doing now? You are familiarizing yourself with Arc. You are looking at the videos on the YouTube playlist. You are going through Learning Unit 1 from Arc, and then you're going to complete the first ICE task that I will post shortly.